Welcome back to the Scottish Football Roundup, bringing you the very best of the action from the William Hill Championship, League 1 and League 2. Coming up on this week's show, Dunfermline claim Fife bragging rights in the Championship, there's an unlikely hat-trick hero for Queen of the South in League 1, and Mark Stow puts on a show in the capital in League 2. First we head to Starks Park, where it was Derby Day in the Kingdom of Fife. Saturday marked the third Fife derby meeting of the season between Raith Rovers and Dunfermline Athletic. The home side with the first big opportunity of the game, as Dennis Mehmet had to be sharp to keep out this header from Jack Hamilton. Pars striker Zach Rudden is currently without a goal since mid-September. He almost opened the scoring in spectacular fashion with this thunderous strike which rattled the woodwork. But the opening goal would eventually come just beyond the half-hour mark. 33 minutes on the clock, when a neat Dunfermline move saw Andrew Todd slide in to make it 1-0 to the away team. And the Pars would add a second before the break, Barney Stewart converting a 41st minute corner kick to put the away side in full control. Raith would spring a response though after the break, Rovers going on to win a penalty kick on the hour mark, with referee Dan McFarlane pointing to the spot as Dylan Easton went down in the box. It was Easton to take the spot kick, an excellently taken penalty to have the arrears at Starks Park. But it wasn't enough, as Dunfermline made it back-to-back derby wins over Rovers. Partick Thistle travelled to the south side of Glasgow, aiming to get back to winning ways following a goalless draw with Raith Rovers last time out. It didn't take the Jags long to hit the front at Lesser Hampden, Ben Stanway tucking home the opener in the 12th minute. Having gotten themselves in front, Thistle would quickly push for a second. Into the 16th minute, when a free-flowing Jags move would culminate with the ball in the back of the net, Queen's Park's Ewan Murray getting the unfortunate touch. But Queen's Park would be given a lifeline in the 29th minute when referee Lloyd Wilson pointed to the spot for a handball from Oisin Smith, the Thistle midfielder receiving a booking. It was Josh Fowler to take for Queen's Park, the red-hot striker seeing his shot excellently saved by Joshua Clark, only for said draws to touch home from close range on the rebound. And towards the tail end of the first half, Partick Thistle were reduced to 10 men. 41 minutes on the clock when Smith was given his marching orders for an off-the-ball incident. With the man advantage in their favour, Queen's Park would push hard for a leveller. Aidan Connolly with an ambitious effort here, which rattled the Thistle crossbar. Queens kept on pushing though, and would eventually get their reward in the 82nd minute. The Spiders applying pressure from a corner kick, with a deep cross finding captain Ewan Murray in the box, who picked out the bottom corner. A point apiece on the south side, with Thistle's 10 men unable to hang on. Arbroath came into this one on a run of 5 straight wins in all competitions, but it was Airdrie who went closest in the first half at Gayfield, Chris Mockery's strike narrowly missing the top corner. Into the second half, and the Diamonds would soon have another good chance to open the scoring. Charlie Telfer seeing an initial shot well blocked, before Gavin Gallagher poked wide on the rebound. But the home side would soon have chances of their own. Positive play from Taylor Stephen in the Airdrie box. He found Gavin Riley, who couldn't turn home from close range. The breakthrough though would eventually come just beyond the hour mark. 66 minutes gone when the ball came to Aaron Pettifer following a corner kick. His whipped effort catching out Cade Melrose in spectacular fashion. But towards the tail end of the game, Arbroath would be reduced to 10 men. Jake Hasty breaking through for Airdrie before he was filled by defender Jack Wilkie, the Arbroath man being shown a straight red card. And with the extra man advantage, Airdrie would commit bodies forward in search of an equalising goal. A chance coming for defender Aidan Wilson in the Arbroath box, his acrobatic effort saved by Aidan McAdams. But from the resulting corner, Airdrie would come again. Into the 90th minute, when the ball was worked into the area from a short corner routine, Lewis Strapp alive in the area to head home the leveller. The points shared after a frantic end at Gayfield. Morton came into this one on the back of consecutive defeats, but made a bright start at Capello. The home side hitting the bar early on through Aaron Lyle, with Michael Garrity firing over on the follow-up. Anton Dowds has been in excellent form for Ayr in recent weeks. The striker doing well to get on the end of this Mark McKenzie pass and work a chance, one which was held by James Storer. It was a first half filled with goal-mouth action from both sides. Eamon Brophy being played in here for Morton, the striker being denied at the last by a brilliant block from Scott McMahon. But it would take until the 25th minute for the scoring to be opened. Ayr United on the attack, with Jamie Murphy seeing his initial shot saved, only for Dowds to turn home the rebound. Morton would go close to an equalising goal from this free kick. Sharp goalkeeping required from Liam Russell to keep out Lyle's low effort. But the closest the home side would come to a first half equaliser would be in this exchange. Brophy doing well to fend off McMahon and firing inches wide of the post. After the break though, it wouldn't take Morton long to find their leveller. 47 minutes on the clock when Brophy set up Lyle to finish into the bottom corner beyond Russell. The closest either team would come to winning the game though would come the way of Ayr United. Captain Ben Dempsey seeing an effort cannon off the Morton post as it finished 1-1 in Inverclyde. The league leaders travelled north to Dingwall to take on a Ross County side coming off the back of back-to-back defeats. The Staggies with the best chance of the first half, as Ryan Duncan was denied by Toby Stewart. St Johnstone's Josh McPake has been one of the standout players across all four divisions this campaign. He went close to a brilliant opening goal, but was kept out by Trevor Carson. Into the second half, and McPake continued to look like the most likely St Johnstone goal scorer. The attacker in a good position here, but unable to beat the county keeper. McPake has shown his class on countless occasions already this season. This would have been right up there with his best strikes, but again Carson producing heroics in the county goal. St Johnstone were building momentum as the game wore on, and looked the likelier side to snatch the points. A big chance falling for Adama Sidibe, who hit the post from point blank range, as it ended goalless in the Highlands. Let's take a look at how things stand in the William Hill Championship. It's as you were at the top, following draws for both St Johnstone and Partick Thistle, while Dunfermline climbed to 5th, following their Fife Derby win over Raith Rovers. Next it's off to Dumfries, where Queens welcomed Accies in League One. The Doonhamers came into this one aiming for a 4th straight win in all competitions. They would hit the front early on at Palmerston Park, with Matty Douglas heading home from a 12th minute corner kick. And having given his side the lead, Douglas would find himself in the right place at the right time again before the break. 45 minutes on the clock, when the defender doubled Queen's lead with a tidy finish. Accies would come out with a point to prove after the break and quickly get themselves on the board. 47 minutes gone, when a pair of chances were blocked by the Queen's defence, only for Connor Smith to find the net. But Queens would quickly go about re-establishing their 2-goal lead from a 52nd minute free kick. The floated ball being nodded the way of, you guessed it, Matty Douglas to complete an unlikely hat-trick. Accies would continue to battle in hopes of a late turnaround in Dumfries. Winger Stephen Bradley going close for the away team as his curling strike hit the post. But the day belonged to Queens, with the home side adding a 4th goal before time. 89 minutes on the clock when a driven strike from Jack Stott found the net for 4-1. Queens finding form in League One and climbing the table. Cove Rangers were excellent in last weekend's win over Kelty Hearts and came flying out the traps again at Balmoor. Just 3 minutes gone when Mitch Megginson gave the Toonsers the lead. Peterhead though would soon have a good chance to level things up. The Blue Toon working the ball into the Cove Rangers box, with Jack Brown denied by Robbie Much. And that spurned chance from Peterhead would go punished just beyond the half-hour mark. Adam Emsley with a brilliant cross on 31 minutes as Lewis O'Donnell made it 2-0. Into the second period, and Cove Rangers were quickly hunting down a 3rd goal. Megginson finding Emsley in the box, who was denied by Jack Newman, with O'Donnell closed out on the rebound. But Cove would soon have a big chance to get that 3rd goal. 69 minutes on the clock, when Emsley was felled in the box, with referee Jamie Wilkie awarding a penalty kick. Up stepped Megginson for Cove Rangers, the experienced striker with a cool finish for his 2nd of the afternoon. And the away side weren't quite done yet. Cove Rangers saving the best till last from a 77th minute corner kick, with Chris Maguire showing his class and picking out the far corner with a supreme strike. 4-0 to Cove Rangers, who secured back-to-back away wins in style. Cali travelled to Angus with hopes of bouncing back from last weekend's loss at Oakville View. They made the perfect start at Links Park, with Alfie Stewart opening the scoring inside 3 minutes. But Montrose would respond well to going behind and soon have a chance to equalise. Callum Sandilands popping up in the Cali box, only denied by a top save from Ross Monroe. Into the second half, and Montrose remained on the hunt for an equalising goal. The next chance coming from a corner kick, as Monroe produced more heroics to keep out Graham Webster. But Cali couldn't keep out the home side for too long. Into the 62nd minute, when a neatly taken free kick was turned home at the front post by Blair Lyons to make it 1-1. And in the aftermath of the goal, Cali were reduced to 10 men, with Ross Millen shown a straight red card for an off-the-ball incident by referee Gary Hanvidge. A 74th minute corner kick, seeing Kerr Waddle head home the winner for the home side. The league leaders tasting back-to-back defeats for the first time this season.
As the corner comes in, it's hooked towards goal and Martinello has to tip that over the bar. He has gone for it, he gets it over the wall, but it's well gathered by Kyle Gourley. Right hand side of the fence, Barr manages to hold off his man so far. He's lost out in the end though. This time challenge, the effort towards goal, and it's just hit the side of the net. Kilty have it on the left hand side again. This is some nice play, and it's Arnott, and he spreads it out for Thomas. Clips it into the box, and that has got beyond Brian Easton, and it has been poked into the back of the net by Lewis Moore. And truth be told, Kelty Hearts on the basis of this first half deserve that. He's Fife behind at home for the second week in a row. Plays it back the way. Low curl ball in. Tommy Goss gets the touch. He's made a bit of space for himself. He'll get the shot away, and it's saved. Kelty Hearts can hit back. It's Murray now for McCarville. Back for Murray. East Fife are exposed. The shot takes a deflection, and Mattirolo gets a touch on it. East Fife very, very close to letting in a second there in the final effort, straight at Mattirolo. Long throw into the area. Kelty deal with the initial ball. Newton tries to knock it back to the mixer. Tommy Goss is there!
It's another chance gone wanting.
And that might just be the best chance we've had this afternoon.
Actually, it was a very accurate ball.
Oh, but East Fife could be in trouble here. We're very badly exposed. And Kelty come at the left-hand side with McCarville. Is this going to be the sucker punch to kill the game? It really ought to be. Oh, it won't be though. Mattirolo blocks at his feet. Kelty squander a golden chance to make the point safe.
Stenhousemuir travelled to the Rex in good spirits after last weekend's win over the league leaders. The first big chance coming the way of the Warriors, with Matty Aitken unable to trouble Liam McFarlane. Ross Taylor has been a bright spark for Stenhousemuir all season long. He went close to a spectacular opening goal, with his driven strike hitting the post, as Mikey Anderson poked the rebound wide. Stenhousemuir continued to look the likelier goal scorers after the break. Neat work from Scott McGill to open up an angle here. His deflected strike well stopped by McFarlane. Chances were few and far between for the home side in this one, though they would arguably have the single best chance of the game. Curtis Roberts unable to find the net from close range. But having hit the woodwork once already, the post would plague Stenhousemuir again late in the day. Ross Meakin's header inches away from finding the corner of the net as it ended goalless in Clackmannanshire. Now for a look at the latest standings in the William Hill League One table. Stenhousemuir and Queen of the South are hot on the heels of Cally Thistle at the top, while back-to-back wins moves Cove Rangers level on points with 8th place Hamilton Accies. Now we head to the capital for an Edinburgh Derby in League 2.
Yep, Sonker just throwing it, manhandling Stokes there, but Stokes getting on his bike quickly there to try and put Watson under pressure. He just knocks it long. Service does really well there. It's a one in behind. Mark Stowe in, no. And it's 1-0. Zaid this time. Zaid getting it where he wants it. Here's Stokes on the far side. Stokes looking for a hand. And that looks like a foul, but Lawson is fouled. Who's this? Lawson! Makes it to 1-1! Paddy Martin. McNulty wins it.
I think Stowe was offside again.
Oh, that's a lovely,
He was offside.
Goal. Bradley White had no thoughts at all there.
It's a foul.
It is a foul, and Stowe's got it again. Is that not a foul?
Is that not a foul?
It's a clear foul there from Mark Stowe, but the referee has allowed the push.
It was a fiery encounter when East Kilbride met Clyde at K Park. The first booking of the game coming on 36 minutes, when Logan Dunnicky fouled Cammy Elliott. And the opening goal of the game would come just 3 minutes later. A long ball forward being held up well by Elliott, who brought John Robertson into proceedings. The East Kilbride attacker showing his class to work a shooting angle and pick out the top corner in some style. Towards the tail end of the first half, East Kilbride would be shown their first yellow card. Sean Fagan the man in the book after a mistimed challenge in the middle of the park. And shortly after the break, the home side would be reduced to 10 men. Fagan shown his second yellow card for this challenge on Clyde midfielder Andrew Murdoch. Clyde aimed to take advantage of the extra man in search of the equalising goal. Taylor Sutherland going through here, with Freddie Owens making a crucial save. The Bully Wee kept pushing though and got their reward in the 69th minute as Dunnicky headed home for 1-1. But despite having gotten his side on level terms, Dunnicky wouldn't see out the rest of the match. He received his second yellow in the 88th minute as it finished 1-1 at K Park. Forfar were in much need of a win, having gone over a month without picking up 3 points. But it was the away side who struck first in Angus. A flowing counter-attacking move on 16 minutes, leading to Russell Dingwall tucking away the game's opening goal. But the home side would have an opportunity to equalise from the spot on 25 minutes. Nathan Cannon going down in the Elgin box, with referee Lewis Hogarth awarding the penalty kick. It was Scott Shepherd to take for the Loons, an expertly taken penalty for parity at Station Park. And just before the half-time break, Shepherd would have a chance to score again. The ball being worked in behind the Elgin defence on 43 minutes, with the attacker doubling his tally. Shepherd was hunting a hat-trick after the break and would get his chance for 3 in the 63rd minute as Elgin's Tom Ritchie spilled a header with Shepherd on hand for the treble. Elgin though weren't giving up and continued to battle in search of a late turnaround. 86 minutes on the clock when a looping ball to the back post was knocked into the path of Jack McKeever, who pulled one back for 3-2. Elgin defender Jack Murray would receive a booking following the goal after this tangle with Mark McCallum. And Murray would be in hot water just a minute later. The Elgin defender shown his second yellow, with the team from Murray reduced to 10 men for the last few minutes. And deep into added time, Forfar would go on to add a 4th goal. Shepherd being played in again and finding the net once again to cap off an incredible individual display. Annan Athletic weren't hanging around in their meeting with Stranraer. The Galabankies on the front foot inside the first minute, with Josh Todd's low cross being flicked home by Miles Gaffney to open the scoring. And the home side would go close to grabbing a second goal shortly after from this corner kick. The ball eventually coming to defender Keith Watson, who steered his effort just wide. But having passed up that chance at one end, Annan would concede a chance at the other. James Dolan brought down in the box on 25 minutes, with Stranraer winning a penalty kick. Mark Russell stepping up for the away side and firing a brilliant penalty into the top corner. And having gotten the equaliser, Stranraer would go close to making it 2-1. Evan Dunn's header cracking the crossbar. But it wouldn't be long before the home side threatened at the other end. This 35th minute corner being turned home by Aidan Smith for 2-1 to the Galabankies. Though Annan's restored lead would last nearly 2 minutes. Stranraer flooding forward once again, with Darren Lang working an angle and powering home an excellent finish. Into the second half, and both sides would have their chances to win it. the best of the half both coming to the home side, as Stranraer stopper Josh Lane made a pair of brilliant saves to keep Annan out, as it ended 2-2 at Gallowbank. Two sides struggling towards the bottom of League Two faced off at the Rock. Dumbarton with a decent chance to take the lead, with Leighton McIntosh just firing off target. But the breakthrough would come just shy of half-time and would come for the away side. Ryan Shanley on hand to fire the Beanos in front in first half stoppage time. Dumbarton though would create a good chance to equalise on 72 minutes. McIntosh playing provider this time as he set up Scott Honeyman to slot home from close range.
In 73 minutes.
Stirling though weren't settling for a share of the points and would threaten again shortly after. A good cross from the right finding Russell McLean, who was kept out by Shea Kelly. But Stirling kept on pushing. 81 minutes gone when Kyle Banner picked out Adam Brown in the box, who supplied a tidy volleyed finish to make it 2-1. There would be time for one last chance for Dumbarton late in the game. Midfielder Ryan Blair lining up a strike from range and rattling the post, with McIntosh well closed out on the follow-up as Stirling took all 3 points. And finally, let's check in on the lie of the land in William Hill League 2. Spartans are 5 points clear at the top following their excellent away win over Edinburgh City. With a big win at Station Park, moves Forfar Athletic up to 5th place. That's all for this week and for 2025. Join us again in the new year for more of the Scottish Football Roundup.